What do you want me to keep saying? What's up, everybody? So we got the little 302, the little Mustang motor, all torn apart this morning while Austin was at school. But I got all the parts over here, labeled. Distributor hold down, fuel rail, alternator bracket, valve cover, motor mount, water pump, you know, AC, power steering pump bracket. I gotta put all them in a bag. So next I'm gonna pull the oil pan off, which I've got all the bolts loose. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in a bag before I forget, or Austin can. And then we'll pop the front cover off, and we'll get this motor washed real good, prep, get it painted, get it looking good. I think we're doing it blue, Ford blue, I think. But this is a good running motor. I know the guy personally that we got it from, heard it run, saw it drive, so we're good to go. We're gonna put a gasket kit on it. We're gonna put a front and rear main seal, oil pan gaskets, front cover gasket, paint it. That's it. What's up, you guys? So, this is the little small block Ford motor that we took apart yesterday. Of course, I showed you guys what it looked like before when we got it, but we got it all torn apart and cleaned up. And got a new gasket kit here. Put all new gaskets on it, front main seal, rear main seal, paint it up. Paint's got a cure for a couple days, I think. And then we'll put it back together. You still filming?
Huh?
Looky there, Jimmy. You recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright. Anyway, so we had an intake bolt that snapped off in here when I took the intake off. And you see how right there it's withered away? Or rusted away. I don't know what you say, but either way, it broke off in there, one just like this one. So there's a screw in there. So it broke off in there. I couldn't get it out with a with a pick and a hammer, so I ended up having to drill it out and helicoiling it. So pretty much get you a helicoil kit. Something like this. Got that little tool right. Come with a tap. Come with a tap. And a drill bit to drill the hole for that tap. Well, of course, this kit doesn't have a drill bit in anymore, but if you look on your tap, I don't know if you can see that, it says drill 2164. So that's the size drill bit you need to use on this. That's what I used. So you drill your hole up, then you run your tap in there. You tap it, then you use that little tool like you just saw me doing. But your helicoil's got a little notch, or a little tab on the back of it. You stick it on there like that, and you screw it in. I already have one in there, but screw it in. And can you see it in there, Austin? We got it installed.
Yeah, you can see it.
So I got that fixed. So now all we got to do is tape all this stuff up. I had it all covered up just to keep the metal shavings out of it, and while I was drilling. And for the front cover here, I just take me some brake clean and some air, and I'll clean all this off real good, make sure it ain't got no metal or nothing in it, which should be good. But that's it. So now we're gonna paint it, and the paint's got to cure for a day or two. I got a new oil pan. I believe that oil pan that came on this motor originally came off of a truck or something, I don't know, but we got a different style oil pan that's going on this motor, so we're gonna get it cleaned up, get it prepped, and go ahead and bolt it on. And I've got to clean the intake. It's in the parts washer now. Get it cleaned up, and then we'll be ready for paint. I lied, we're not ready yet. What's up, y'all? We're gonna paint this block here. So with this engine paint, you want to do light coats, a couple light coats. Shake your paint up. We just got these valve covers. We're not reusing these valve covers. They're just sitting up there to keep the paint off the rocker arm assembly. So I screwed an old oil filter on the oil filter house to keep the paint out of there. But little paint ain't never hurt nobody anyway. Just like painting your bicycle.
Or the school walls.
Or the school walls?
Yeah.
No, I never did that, bro. Nothing fancy here. We'll let this sit up for a second. Back up for a minute. We'll go back around it a couple more times. Shake your paint.
Now let it dry a little there. Okay.
Like I was saying, you just do a couple light coats. Let it tack up a few minutes in between this stuff. Not hard to do. Anybody can do this. What do you want me to keep saying? But anyway, yeah, it's easy to paint an old motor. This motor is not actually old. It's been rebuilt recently. Jim bought this motor from a buddy of mine, Dalton. Shout out to Dalton. But he had this motor in a little Fox body Mustang, and it was a good running little car for sure. But so I know where it came from. We ain't gonna rebuild it. It doesn't need to be rebuilt. It's just been rebuilt. So we're just gonna paint it, make it look good, and should be ready to win some car shows, you know what I'm saying? Yep. A lot of nooks and crannies. Just want to make sure you got all the nooks and crannies. Everybody's probably flipping out because I don't have an oil pan on here. But I never cleaned any of the oil off of the rotating assembly on the bottom. So everything's got a coat of oil, so paint's not going to stick to it. So if I put a little paint on there, it'll wipe right off. It ain't no big deal. And I think a little paint ain't going to hurt that bottom end anyways. But yeah, so you get a little paint on there. When I cleaned this motor, I used a degreaser, and then I also used brake clean. And when you're cleaning your block for paint and it's still assembled, I wouldn't get a whole lot of brake clean on the bearings. I try not to get the solvent or whatever on the bearings and the rotating assembly. I don't want to wash the oil off of it. Try to keep the oil on there. But like I said, if you get a little paint on there, it'll wipe right off because it's got oil on it still. The only thing the paint's gonna stick to is whatever you prep, whatever's clean. If there's a little speck of oil on here somewhere and I paint over it, later on when the paint dries, you can wipe that spot right off because it ain't gonna stick unless it's clean. I don't know how much of this you can hear because you're standing next to the fan, but that's it. Yeah, Shannon and Dalton at A&S Performance in Lebanon, Tennessee is where this motor comes from. We were looking for this for a 302 and called him. He said, "I got you." And they went in and pulled it out. So they're putting the LS motor in the Fox body. So no more Ford motor in the Ford. It's going to be a lot faster with that Chevrolet motor in it. Chevy power.
Bring that Challenger up here. I need you to wash it, but you got to get the center of the hood too.
Did y'all finish that Challenger up?
Yes.
Oh, they're no longer making that noise?
Garbage cans are kind of in the way.
What?
Garbage cans are kind of in the way.
Yeah, they're empty
But
at
if,
least.
but if you move them, I can pull this car up so you can wash it.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least they're empty.
See this? Nobody cares. Work harder.